All right, good day and welcome. This video is going to be on the TricoExam Hair Protect program, and we're going to show you now how to navigate through some of its features, as well as how to produce and interpret the results that the report is giving you. The first segment is all going to be how to log in and how to navigate. So let's jump on in. So you navigate to app.tricoexam.com page, and you would then be presented with your username or your email address and your password. Once you put in this information, it would actually recognize which organization you're associated with, and you'll see that displayed right under your password. This is the demo account, so this is correct. So I'll be logging in now. And the demo account in this stage just shows you the total team members that you have, total clients, the total tests that have been performed. If you have any quotations, if you're doing a surgical model, um, then you will see it there. Total appointments, upcoming appointments, canceled appointments, and completed appointments. And this gives you a statistical graph on how many clients and exams you have done over the period. As you scroll through or scroll down the TricoExam dashboard, you're then going to see some of the past clients that you've seen. You can click on their name and navigate into their patient charts, where you'll see on the on the left hand side their demographics, and on the right hand side you're going to see these tabs that will take you to different sections of their notes. Some of this you may not see within your test environment because of the membership or your subscription that you've subscribed to, but it should be very similar, just with the exception of some of these tabs. All right, heading back to the dashboard, let's go ahead and start a, a TricoExam Hair Protect assessment. On the left-hand navigation bar, and this navigation bar can be in any color you choose. Let me just show you how to do that. Come over to the right side, and under your name, um, in this case, I'm a demo. You can click on the drop-down menu. You can turn this into dark mode should you choose, and or um, change the color profile, change the theme. If you want to have your bars in red, all of that is possible in this area. Blue is my favorite color, so that's what we're going to rock with. But I'm just letting you know that you can make those changes. So let's jump into a new assessment. So you may not have TricoExam Surgical or TricoExam Pro if you're not subscribed to it. So you'll just have General, and then you would see Hair Protect. So let's click on New Assessment. So you're going to either add the client's information if the client is not already pre-populated. And of course, as you're starting this, you're going to have to add the patient's demographics. But let's just, for the sake of time, I already have a patient. I'm going to use Tess Hilton Burgess. And then we're going to click Start the Assessment. The first part of the assessment is always, what are the concerns of the patient? So this patient, being a male, he's coming in because he has some hair thinning. He has a very oily scalp. He's noticing some dryness of his scalp and some flakiness, and it's itchy. And if he does complain of any other symptoms or concerns, you would then click the box appropriate. For the past 12 months, what chemical services has he had? He's had none, because he only gets basic haircuts. What is his current styles? Natural hair. And what services he's coming in. He's coming in for a haircut. I maybe want to color. I may want to kind of texturize. Maybe even want some braids. Okay. So you will choose the requested services. Then you're going to click Next. At this stage, you would then be asked to put in some global photos. And I'm going to show you some examples of global photos. In this case, because I already have these photos saved to my computer, otherwise, if I'm using this on an iPad or iPhone, you click on Add Picture, you can access your camera. My camera is now closed, and you can take the pictures if you're using an iPad or iPhone. If you're doing it on a laptop and you have an external camera, then you would get access to your camera using the camera link. If you have the picture saved like I do, just for the sake of this demonstration, then I will go ahead and drag and drop or click and find the pictures. In this case, I'm going to drag and drop. I'm going to find the pictures in my on my dashboard. I have it split screens. Okay, so this is going to be the top picture, so the top of the top of his head, and we're going to just drag and drop that into there and click upload. It's not really in the orientation that we would want. We want it the other way. But as I said, this is a stock photo. We're just going to rock with it. And it will still give you an assessment, but we want people to be able to follow the instructions. So you're going to add another picture to the left side. And I'm going to drag and drop his left side. I normally do this on my iPhone or iPad and therefore access the camera one time and take the pictures into the application. I'm just showing you, since this is a demo, on this particular way, but it's very simple either way. And then you're going to scroll down and you're going to put in the back. And there we have it, upload. Okay. You have to put in all the pictures that are required because our AI algorithm is going to analyze the scalp in totality. And so we want to put all the images. Then you're going to simply click next. So in this stage, which is step 2, is going to be the hair shaft analysis. You're then going to take the images as described in the image that's on the screen. So this is the hair shaft. We just want a number of hairs, a small bundle, using a white card as a background and your dermatoscope, your polarized light dermatoscope. Once again, for the sake of this demonstration, I already have some, and I'm going to upload those. Because this young gentleman is has very short hair, we don't have we don't have the length. So even if you add 2 hairs or 2 to 3 images, it's perfectly fine. I'm going to add one more image. And then you're going to click next. Now it's going to ask you to take your dermatoscope, and we want you to use a polarized light dermatoscope. And we have a few for sale that you can reach out to your customer success manager or look on our website and find that information. So we're now going to add the pictures. So we're going to add the frontal view. Well, let me actually add his pictures. There we go. We're going to add the crown. Drag and drop if you have the pictures on your saved desktop or laptop. We're going to add the left and right images. And then we're going to add the images of the back. And then we're going to click on next. So now we're going to fast forward to the assessment. So now all the images have been displayed. We have our concerns, our natural hairstyle, our requested services. All the images look to be of decent quality. We're then going to click Analyze. It takes a few minutes to go through the algorithm, and then it's going to give you the result. right, now the result is ready. You see your client's result is ready, generating the PDF. Give it a few more minutes. So now that the report has finished generating, let's go ahead and go through the report. So this is your patient demographics. There's also an area to upload the patient's picture. Your patient can simply scan this QRS code and get a copy of this report to their phones. I'm just going to click and generate that report for you. You're going to see the clinical concerns or the client concerns, the styling history, and also the requested services. And then you're going to get an overall health, hair, and scalp wellness score. And you can see the overall score is 45, and you're going to see the different areas in which we are measuring. And the understanding of those areas of measurement is going to be listed just below. So now let's just go through one of them. So the hair density is 3 out of 10. It measures visible fullness coverage area, part width, regional thinning, and it's an AI estimate of density. And so there is some noticeable frontal density reduction, and you want to consider some volume styling and etc. And you're going to see that very clearly on his AI density map. There's a good bit of reduction of volume in the front. So that is consistent. And each different indicator, scalp health, breakage, hair integrity, is going to give you what it measures, and then what are the findings that supports it, and then what are some recommendations. These are all printed on the patient's report. You're going to see the images once again, the scalp images, the hair images, the scalp findings here on the right with a density score. And then we're going to see the analysis of the dermatoscopic findings. So this is the hair follicular unit. She has a good bit of singlets in some of the areas that of concern. There's no scarring. There's very little scaling. There's no pustules. There is some mild redness that's that's evident on the front with surface scales. Then we're going to have the hair shaft analysis and the heat density map giving a summary as well, moderate frontal density reduction. And then you're going to see the service compatibility. So there are a long list of services that the patient may consider, but as a stylist or a trichologist, you're going to invite them to consider avoiding. And the reason why. Let's look at this. So for bleaching, not recommended for today. So elevated breakage risk due to fine hairs and high porosity. Heat styling, moderate damage has already occurred, so you want to be mindful of that. But what is recommended today is moisture treatment, some bonding treatment, some protective styles, and definitely a haircut is fine. And you're going to see the overall recommendation is for this patient to be referred to a dermatologist. And the overall recommendation is for this patient to be referred to a dermatologist and the reasons as to why. Let's go ahead and look at the printed report. You see the printed report is a simple carbon copy of what you saw on the main screen. I'm just going to zoom up just a bit. With all the areas covered that were indicated on the previous screens. And this once again can be printed. The client can scan the QRS code at the bottom or on the home screen. And this is your quick demonstration on the TricoExam Hair Protect system.